welcome back to BohoMystic. My name is Marinelli, and if you're returning, hi again. I just wanted to thank everyone for their support on this channel, and thank you for subscribing. It's been amazing to see the growth. We're over 100, and it's really exciting, and I'm really grateful. I really am, so thank you. As I explained to the other signs, I wasn't able to do other readings early for September as I was on vacation and had a lot of family time that I really dedicated myself to. So, but we're here. We're going to finish these 4 signs up, and I'm excited to do them. So let's see who's up first. I've been pulling out these little stones with the astrological signs on. The decks that I chose today are really interesting, and yeah. Let's see what Spirit has to say, because I've been feeling a lot of emotions. So let's see what comes through today. And the first one up today is Virgo. So I was just going to say that I'm feeling an earth sign, and I already did a Capricorn and Taurus, so that was leaving Virgo, and here you are. Wow. All right, Virgo, let's see what September has in store for you. You guys, your readings have been so astounding and so beautiful, and transcendental has been the word that keeps popping in my mind when I think of the Virgo collective that watches my videos. I think you guys have been undergoing so many changes, but really deep transformations, like within your belief systems, your own self-worth, self-esteem, and it's like becoming like you've been rebuilding your identity somehow. That's what I've been feeling up till now, up to September. So let's see what comes through. So let's get a few oracles. I'm going to start with the number deck. Number. Okay, Spirit. What do we need to know for the Virgo collective, please, for the month of September 2025? All right. Bottom of the deck. I got to get my glasses. Oh my goodness. All right, 1551. Hold your vision. Yeah. Manifestation, abundance, money, dreams, vision, and prosperity. Focus on the good and maintain your concentration on the outcomes you desire. It's time to put your faith and time into your ideas and pursue your goals with all your might. You have such a beautiful, courageous, and brave spirit. That is so true. So what I said, it's like rebuilding this new identity, this huge, it's like incorporating this huge transformation of who you are, what you stand for, what you want in your life. And now it's like living and manifesting from that point of view, and that from that new version of you into the world. That's really cool. Look at all that change. You have the 55 in there in the middle. It's like you are now a new you starting on that 1. That's really neat. Okay. So that's 1 card. I am going to do one of these ancestor cards. For Virgo, please, Spirit. What do we need to know? Right? What do we need to know for September 2025? I see that one, so I'm going to take it. No more. Okay, we have winter. Take care of your needs. Winter is when you surrender, right, to the ending of things, to the I just got closed for business feeling. This is now for introspection and resting before you're reborn, type of thing. Maybe winter is also significant as a time or timing for someone. Of course, in the Northern Hemisphere right now, we are going into autumn and then winter. But it's like resting. dormancy. Or maybe you are now dormant, rebooting and coming so that you can come online, you can come alive again, spring forth again as this new version of yourself. I love that the wolf is there with intuition. Maybe the wolf is there in the sense of a lone wolf. Maybe this is like only you, right? I said introspection. Only you can feel through what is going on with you, or feel through the changes that you've made. I know that you also had a sense of like finding your people, or having like-minded people in your life. So maybe this wolf will then find its pack, your pack. I'm going to take a look underneath here. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Yeah. It's lone wolf time. I don't think you're, yeah. Reprocessing. So you're processing and reprocessing who you are now. Figuring out what it is that you want and where you want to go. All right. I have one of these, or at least I want one of these. Let's see what else. For Virgo, please. What does Virgo need to know for the month of September 2025? Holy moly. I'll take them. That's a lot. You've been forewarned. It's fulfillment of prophecy. Fulfillment of prophecy, but it fell up on this side. There's like 4 little readings or 4 messages. You've been forewarned. And we've talked about how this may be, and you've been on a path of ascension, of enlightenment, of awakening. And maybe you have received those messages, those feelings, those downloads. Maybe you've had premonitions. Maybe you've had dreams, prophetic dreams, where you know that you are on a path of ascension, or this is your path, or it's guiding you to your path. Fulfillment of prophecy. Interesting. We're going to do one of these sovereign oracles. For Virgo, please, Spirit. All right. Bottom of the deck. I was going to get my glasses, but I can read them. Bottom of the deck. Tend to your energy field. Explore unspoken communication. Right? With the, you've been forewarned. Give your precious chi. Give your precious chi with care, energy. I love how we just spoke about maybe you've been receiving information. Explore unspoken communication. Tend to your energy fields. I think that, again, I think you know the path that you're on. I think you have been feeling it and have been exploring this new version of yourself and this calling to be a more aligned self with your higher self. Especially now, this is your Virgo season. I mean, this is a huge energy filled month for you guys. The astrology is crazy, as always. Yeah, you guys must be, September is going to be big for you. It's going to be transformational for you. Yeah, and I have so many feels. All right. Underneath that, we have astral vision. Oh my gosh. Authenticity. What's under that? Celebrate. Okay. Astrovision, use your higher sight. Oh my God. Use your higher sight, map out what's destined to be, breathe and take small steps. 3D takes time to manifest. And you had the whole manifestation with your number 1551. Yes, again, this is exactly, thank you, Spirit. That's amazing. Amazing, guys. Okay, you are definitely tapped in. It's exactly what I said. It's like you and your higher self are aligned. Even if you don't think and haven't done it purposely, or I really doubt that you don't feel this transformation. If this resonates with you and you're watching this video, I think that you know that you're on a path of ascension, of awakening. And I think it's strong, and it's been strong. This change in you and breaking yourself down and building yourself up has been months coming into this. And I want to say that it's like you are now healing that new version, or sheltering this new version of yourself so that you can spring forth. Yeah. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. You have a higher calling, right? And you're Virgo. That's really beautiful. All right, we're going to do a simple tarot spread, the one that I've been doing for these past few months. So let's do this. Okay. For Virgo, please. Okay. The energy for the month of September, past energy that's influenced it, what you should let go of, what you should focus on, and what we can expect for the end of the month, moving forward to October. Bottom of the deck, we have 6 of Pentacles. Look at that card. See, I think this is the give and take with your higher self. I think this is the give and take. I just love that card. It's like you're nourishing your own manifestations. You are creating and pulling, and you are so tapped in. You are the magician right now in your life. You are wielding and using the resources around you appropriately, and you're figuring out like the right recipe, the right formula to manifest in this world. But I really feel like this is you, this graciousness that you see here, this give and take. I feel like it's you with you with your higher self. Like, you know that you're taken care of, you're protected. You know that there are other hands at play, other energies at play around you that are protecting you and guiding you on this path. It's like you're following your red thread. You found the thread and you've been following it exactly how you should. Wow. I want to see under there too. The 9 of Cups, the magician. All right. 9 of Cups. Your personal happiness, your personal fulfillment. And the magician. This is what you've been doing. This is who you are right now. This is who you've been becoming and who you've been for the past couple months. Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards. I will need my glasses this time. Ooh, 33. Cool. Social skills. Oh, it's learning to be who you are today. Like, how do you now live this new version of yourself? Hope. It's called social skills. Hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. The problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain positive outlook on life since your luck may be about to change. It is time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. Absolutely. I mean, look at 33, 33. We're looking at 66, 66. You know, that comes down to 12. That's another 3. I mean, we're talking about harmony. We're talking about cohesiveness. It's amazing. You are in your flow. You are energetically activated. And again, I truly think you know this. I think what I am telling you is not a surprise. It's validation to how you are feeling and have been feeling these past few months. You are now aware of a higher calling, of a higher truth of yourself, your place in this world, or where you want to go now and what you want to do and what you want to be in this world. Yeah. Okie dokie. That's amazing. What else do we have here for you, hun? Guardian angel, you are not alone. Oh my goodness. And warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Guys, I mean, all the cards are just corroborating everything we've been talking about for these past couple months. You are absolutely protected. There's no question. I've already gone through that. And I know that you're protected. I think you feel your protection. You feel that there's a greater plan over you and they're helping you and guiding you. Yeah. And they're definitely asking you to stay strong and keep going, right? A warrior doesn't give up. They also, like the idea of a warrior, I'm thinking of samurai right now. You know, there is a higher calling. There's a reason why they're a samurai, why they're a warrior. There is a pledge to usually a master, but in this case, I think it's like a pledge to yourself, knowing that you need to continue, knowing that there's a greater purpose to you and to your life. This is very spiritual and metaphysical, as it's been for a couple months now. I'll see if I can tease out something more in the 3D world, but I think a lot of you actually in your day-to-day life are experiencing either spiritual, potentially religious, affiliations. Like you're having a growth of your spiritual self. And I think it's manifesting because we've already seen pentacles here. I think it's manifesting in your real everyday 3D life. Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Look at this. You're shown the truth. Wow. And it's revelation. Revelation with an angel. And it says you're shown the truth. I think you are being shown the truth. 777. The divine guidance and the divine essence, energy, presence in your readings is beautiful. I am honored to do these readings. I truly am. There is something quite beautiful here. And I think that you are on a very blessed path. And I think that you know it. And I think that in your season during this time, I think that you are experiencing epiphanies, activations, just a greater understanding of who you are and your place in this world and your place in existence. Then we got the blank card, actually. It's like you're writing your story as we're going. Like I think you may not even know or even care what comes next. You're following it with blind faith. You are letting yourself be carried and held through this process. And I'm not saying this has been easy. I think this is carrying you through hardships because that's come up in your readings in the past where you've had to, break cycles, break attachments, break old behaviors, old habits that didn't serve you anymore. And you're like, no, I'm done with this. I'm moving forward. And I do have to say, again, I'm feeling the same feeling I've received in the past 2 readings. You, I think, have met someone or a group of people that have helped you achieve this or have sparked or activated you in your life. You may not be with them in a romantic sense, but I definitely feel like some people have found someone romantically who's activated them. And what activates people more than love, right? And I'm saying love, period. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. So, yeah, and that's, I think, right, finding your pack, and that's what you've been trying to do. And it doesn't mean that you're still with them or they're in your life now. We meet so many people on our path that are there for a moment in time. But that moment in time was precisely put there on our path so that we were activated, so that we could have an epiphany, so we could hear something, feel something, experience something that we would never have otherwise. And this one is change is coming, right? Change is coming. And it was between these two. And it says new beginnings, and it says process change. And I think this is exactly where you are. You're between these two. You're in this hibernation, right? With the winter. You're in this hibernation mode right now. And you're going to come out stronger, more fulfilled, and able to fulfill others, and a social contract potentially, right? With social skills. The 3333. I think you're going to influence others in ways that you never thought you would moving forward too. I have to put that out there. This is where you are. And you are going to spring forth in this new beginning. But I think that you are in hibernation mode, and you're being protected and held and nurtured and nourished, either by yourself and potentially someone else, but until you're ready in the month of September. It's like you're gestating, about to hatch. Wow. Then we have these sovereignty. Exactly. Oh my goodness, your cards are amazing, guys. Be the ruler of your domain. And wear your crown with pride. You've earned it. And that is so true, Virgo. Stand in your power and your inherent deservedness. Oh, I love that. Awesome. Know thyself. And I think you are beginning to know thyself. And that you are the sovereign in your own life. Vulnerability and offer. All right, let's see what these have to say. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. Tell someone how you feel. Be responsible as you do it. Lead others through the pulsing of your open heart. Wow. I definitely think you're leading others. I said that. I think that you're going to influence others in ways that you never thought you were. I mean, I don't even think it's ever even really registered on your radar. But I love that first one. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. And that's really hard to do. And I think that you've done it. Or you're going to once you hatch. Right? It's like you're this new person. It's like taking that first step. After being born, it's like it's hard to get your footing. And it's scary to go out in the world as this new person, this vulnerable person, right? Because you're not tested out yet. And you're going to do that. Offer. Speak up about your offering. Up level your inner story about the value of your work. Listen for what others are seeking from you, then deliver from a place of alignment. Absolutely. There's your alignment, as I was saying before, with your higher self and your true calling and your purpose here. You are going to shine that. Your aura is going to be explosive. It's going to be impactful on others. And that alignment is going to activate others too, I just want to say. But I do think that you need to put yourself out there, right? You need to take that chance and be vulnerable, especially in love. I have to put that out there, in love, because I know that your readings have had a tinge of like love readings. And that's maybe where you're waiting to find that alignment. But you need to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, but also know that you have so much to offer, right? Because you are that sovereign. You're that king or queen. So this is believing that, owning it, right? Having pride, but not letting your ego get in the way. But there's nothing wrong with you knowing your worth and setting expectations around your worth. Boundaries regarding how others treat you and what you give, right? You have to be careful with the energy card that came up before. You have to be careful with how you give away your energy. And I think that you have to be very careful of that, actually, because you can burn out very quickly, and you may be very porous right now because your aura is going to be super, super big. It's going to be very impactful. And I think that you may be giving a lot of your energy away because you want others to feel like you, or you want to light others. But it has to be at a pace that's healthy for you. So remember that place. And also, people are not in the same place at the same time. And that's hard for us to understand and accept sometimes. It could be within your own family. It could be within your own friend group. It could be within your community. It could be within your church or whatever religion that you're in. You know, there's nothing wrong with you changing and building and growing and understanding and accepting that not everybody's going to be the same place, the same time, or have the same beliefs at the time that you do. But that doesn't diminish what you're doing and who you are. Just hold your light. Be the light. That's all you can do. And hold space for them, especially if you love them. And you're going to have to decide if they are on your path right now, or maybe they'll come back on your path later on. There's a lot there. There's always interpersonal things going on with you guys, but that's very, it's common for your sign. Sometimes you want things to be so perfect and sometimes I believe that you want things to perfectly align. A good lesson that we're all learning, and you may be learning, is things will not perfectly align all the time. And you have to be okay with that. Look to yourself and just be the best version of yourself and hold space for others, and things will work out in that way. All right, so let's take a look. What's going to be the energy for the month of September? The Seven of Swords. Wow. This is you figuring out how to maneuver. This is maneuvering. That's all I'm getting. Look at her. Figuring out how to be, how to maybe even, I'm going to say this, extricate yourself, right? Remove yourself, leave a situation that is not healthy for you. Maybe those are the little things that you're wrapping up, right? Maybe you're trying to gently leave a relationship, or gently leave a group of people, or gently, without hurting anyone's feelings, leave a faith. Or, because that always comes up in your readings. And it's something I never get with anybody else. There is something here about you trying to gently, quietly remove yourself from a situation without hurting anyone. And there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. As long as it's done respectfully. But I think that there's a question around this card. I feel a question around this card. Like, should you be tiptoeing around that desire? Like, is that what you're learning right now? To put yourself out there and be the sovereign, right? Be vulnerable and not, accept that some people's reactions may not be good, or not what, confrontation. Are you this way because maybe this is not as healthy? Maybe this is not the healthiest way of doing it, and maybe you should actually face head on whatever confrontation you're avoiding. There's something here about, I see how you're doing it, and I understand why you're this may be your monthly influence energy. It's like you want to be under the radar. it's like you're not ready to expose yourself, right? With the hibernation, with the winter, the dormancy. But I think there's a question, because I can feel it building up in me. It's like, is that what you should be doing now? And that's the question for you. And it's only something that you can answer. Is that the lesson, or is that the final push that you need to be like, oh, okay, maybe I have to be more, maybe I have to tap into my divine masculine and do what I have to do. That's what I'm feeling. I think that's a question for you. So I'm putting it out there. Hopefully you can digest that. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying those are questions that you need to ask yourself, especially if that is a recurring theme in your life or in your personality. You know, is that a default for you? Like where you don't want to really deal with anybody, so you kind of like dance around a subject kind of thing. I don't know why it's coming to me, but that's something you should think about. Let's see what's influencing this, though. Let's see what's influencing that. The Six of Swords. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you do want to leave something. Okay. All right. Or you want to leave a situation. You want to leave a situation that's been really heavy on your mind. Something that has been causing you discomfort. And this could be your old life. This could be your old friend group. This could be an old a relationship that you're in that you've been slowly trying to like cut off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, that's what I was feeling, and this is exactly it. So this is leading you. So the desire for you wanting to leave a situation that has not been healthy or hasn't made you happy, or it's been weighing, all I'm getting is weighing heavy on your mind, right? You felt like you'd been potentially drowning in it. I love this deck. Anyway, I love this deck. It's just, and you're like, I need to leave this. So you're like tiptoeing out of it. My question to you is, does that repeat a cycle, or is your higher self, or I think it's like, again, maybe this is how you want to leave a situation, quietly tiptoeing out of it, but maybe you should actually plant yourself as the sovereign of your own life, the main character of your own life, and say, the protagonist of your life, and say, we need to sit down, have that conversation, have that talk, have that night. I'm sorry to use the word confrontation, but that's what keeps coming to my mind. I had a short about confrontation like last month sometime. I wonder if that applies to you. Being afraid to have really deep conversations. And it's always about the fear of their reaction, right? Disappointing others. Judgment then on us of how we feel and the promises we made and how does it make us look. I think there's something like that here. But you can do this, Virgo. You are being led, and I think that you know that you're being led. I'm going to actually clarify this, and I haven't done that. I haven't done that for any other readings, but I'm going to do that for you. Seven of Swords, the Nine of Swords. Oh my gosh. You guys are confronting something big this month. Guys, look. This is huge. This is cycle breaking. This is, again, maybe you're coming out of your dormancy now, maybe. Your hibernation now, and they're telling you to come out of your hibernation now. Be vulnerable, right? Take uncomfortable steps. Don't wait for others. Be vulnerable. Take action, because look at these cards. This is your monthly energy, which is the Seven of Swords. Your past influence on that is the Six of Swords, right? 6, 7. And I just pulled out to clarify your 7, and we got the Nine of Swords. Someone's in their head. Someone is completely being, again, bogged down by fear or paralysis of exiting a situation. From a situation. Let's see what we can get from this. What situation, Spirit? All right, so you know what, Virgo, I'm going to pull one of these love affirmation cards just to see if I can get a little something to clarify that Seven of Swords. What it is specifically surrounding. All right, we have one, love. Okay. I've been feeling that a lot of your readings have been about love. Nurture your love with affection and positivity to keep the flame burning. I am a beacon of love, shining brightly to illuminate our path. What did I say about commitments? Oh. Serenity. Prioritize peaceful moments to foster a stronger bond and tranquility. Okay. And on the bottom here is equilibrium. All right, hon. I think I know. I mean, maintain a healthy work-life balance, making time for your relationship. Yeah, I think that there may be, what did I say? I'm going back and forth. I'm sorry. I think it's about a commitment and you not being able, or you feel bad that you're not able to potentially fulfill your commitment, you know, like what you said to someone. And maybe that's why, like, you're not the same person that started in this relationship, or you're not the same person who, you're just not the same person. So if it's a group of people, if it's a group of friends, if it's a love affair, or if it's just a family relationship, realize that those dynamics in whatever situation this is have to change because you're different. And I think that that's where you're having this going on. Yeah, well, let's see what else, okay? Let's see the advice here. So what is it that you should let go of then in the month of September? The Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. This is a relationship. This is a bond. That's what it is. I'm not going to say a relationship. This can apply in so many different relationships in so many different ways. So if it is a group of people, if it's an established group of people, if it's a group of friends, or it's a company that you've worked for, right, a long time, and you feel bad leaving them because they gave you an opportunity when no one else did, or you've outgrown your job, you've outgrown your career path, or you want to do something different. And even though you went to school, oh wow, that's interesting. Maybe you're changing careers and that you feel guilty for spending all the time and money and years on one education, and now you want to switch it up for something else, and you're like, well, everybody's going to look down on that. Yeah, there's like something here where you're afraid to be viewed. You're afraid to be viewed in a tarnished way, in a negative light. You're disappointed potentially that you're not honoring commitments that you've made in the past, but you now know you can't continue honoring them because you're not the same person. And that's part of growing and changing and being. I don't know what else to say. I'm so sorry. If that is the way you're feeling, I understand how hard that is. And I can understand why you would feel that way. But I think that you have to be true to yourself, right? And who you're becoming and who you are and your beliefs. Follow your beliefs today of what you're capable of and where you should be going. Because there is a huge destiny or fate at play here. And I think that you know that. It's right? What you should leave behind is the Two of Cups. Maybe, look at that. It's like they look pinky swears. Oh, I love this. You've got to leave behind those promises that you can't keep anymore. And you know, you can do cord cutting. That may help you energetically release these attachments, these promises that you can no longer keep. And that may help you then have those conversations or take those next steps, right? That make you feel vulnerable. I'm also kind of getting the feeling of you're waiting for them to break up with you before you do, so you don't have to, kind of thing. I don't envy your position. All right. So what is it that you should focus on in the month of September? The Queen of Swords. Wow. Virgo, your reading is extremely clear. You have to stand in your own truth. And wow. I don't even want to say what I got in my brain. Let's just say we all know the Queen of Swords can be very, if she has to, like a reverse Queen of Swords. So just be careful with that, because you may be pushed to a point where you come across a little harsher than you have to. But this is asking you to focus on this. Just try to balance it out, because in the heat of the moment, things could get a little strong. But you need to stand in your own truth. No matter what, moving forward, you are being asked to stand in your own truth. And focus on you managing, right? Like the Queen of Cups can handle and manage the emotional turmoil, but you're being asked to be the Queen of Swords and handle your thoughts and machinations and anxieties and all of that, right? Everything that's coming at you. They're saying that you can be the Queen of Swords and not be swayed, and be in control of your own thoughts and execute on them clearly. Because look at all these swords. You guys are and have been, I think, bombarded and have had difficulty in managing everything that's been coming at you. And also the swords can be activations. It's also just, it's ether, right? So on top of all this, you are also growing spiritually. You're growing metaphysically. You're on a path of enlightenment. Like, it's a lot to take in, and you may be overwhelmed with it all. But I think they're saying focus on your ability to handle it by looking in and executing then on a more balanced, just approach to the situation, and not try to wander off and not try to like quietly disappear from the situation. I think you are being asked to confront the situation. Yeah. Wow. There's the confrontation, confront all over again. So what are we looking at then? Like the energy for the end of the month going into October. Strength. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because remember, under the deck, we had the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, we had the Magician, and we had the cards talking about manifestations. It's like this is your last hurdle to bring in those manifestations. Ooh, underneath there was the Page of Swords, the Chariot, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. I mean, this is all about you moving forward, but you have to leave something behind. Look at the way the Eight of Cups is depicted. This is my favorite card in this deck. It is so poignant and it's so visceral for me every time I see this. You need to look, she's cutting her hair. She is cutting away a part of her that no longer is needed. And she's shedding and surrendering what was to what is. And that is exactly what you are being asked to do. And you know that you're being asked to do it. I think that you're dragging your feet a little bit. A little tough love. And you're trying, I don't even think it's really dragging your feet. A little bit. But, I think, Virgo, I think that you're so concerned about everybody else's feelings in this that you are not taking the bull by the horns. You're not taking control of the situation because you're concerned about other people's reactions, opinions, judgments, and feelings. And I think that is the last hurdle to have this new beginning. And I think that you are going to find the strength. I had that over there. You're going to find the strength to do that. You're going to know how to let the lion out when you need to, right? It's like you're both of these. You're the lion and you. It's the taming of when and how to use your strength judiciously. And in this case, I think it's your words. You know, it's letting out the lion enough to get you over this last hurdle. We look at the Ace of Pentacles over here and the Chariot. This is your balancing. This is your alignment that you are actively doing and achieving. And the beginning of this is the seed of your new life. The seed that was given to you that you are now planting. It's in the soil, but the soil, it's winter, so the soil's not, it's not going to grow just yet because you need to move on from whatever is holding you back here. But you have to do it in a way that's more active and not passive. You can't just skulk away. This is something you're going to have to meet head on. That's exactly what I'm feeling. So you guys got a big month ahead. It's a beautiful reading, Virgo. I know it's not fun. Again, like I said, I don't envy it, but I can feel the bigness of it. And again, this is like a last hurdle to get the prize, to start bringing in those manifestations, to start seeing the growth, to harvest, right? You're almost there. I cannot wait for your mid-month to see how you're doing. Remember, you are the sovereign in your life and you have so much strength. And you know that you are protected. You are. So don't lose sight of that. So until next time, Virgo. Bye. Cancer, you are up. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what September 2025 holds for you. Okay. Well, let's get some of these oracle cards. We're going to do a number oracle for Cancer Spirit. What does the Cancerian collective need to know for the month of September 2025? There we go. Bottom of the deck. Let's take my glasses. 111 with intuition. Moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action, unconditional love. New beginnings. It's definitely on your path. Intuition comes very easily to you. Time to implement long cherished ideas. You're on the right track towards making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. Awesome. I love that. All right. Let's get you a few more. For Cancer, please. Ooh, that was fast. All right, you got 2. Bottom of the deck, we have Protection Guardian. Drop your shields. Is it being vulnerable in a new relationship? Know that you're protected. Doing something even though it's scary. Allowing yourself to explore a new relationship. I don't know why I'm getting relationship, so maybe exploring a new career, something different in your life, and you're kind of afraid to, but just know that you're protected and you need to follow that intuition. It's on your path, right? With the 111. All right. For Cancer, please. Okay. Backsliding. So the card is Ascension. There's 4 different little, I guess, messages. And the one that was facing me was backsliding. All I got from backsliding was not capitulating to fear of what's new in front of you, you know, backsliding into the same old because the new is scary. Maybe that's the concern, or maybe that's your concern that you don't have the courage or strength to start on this new path or to do this new thing, new beginning. Insecurities. Are your insecurities going to self-sabotage you? I don't think so. That is a very valid fear. And let's see what else comes up. We're going to revisit that. All right. Okay, that was really fast. We have evolve. Oh my God, these are so small. They're hard to hold. All right, evolve at the bottom of the deck. Favor incremental changes over quantum leaps. That's a great way to prevent backsliding. Further maturation may be required to meet your goal. Celebrate your new self. Honor any grief in releasing the old. Yeah. You know, the past pulls us back for many reasons and in many ways. And I think nostalgia could be at play. Or old commitments. You know, it's funny because I just was talking about old commitments and their hold on people. And with Virgo, just previously. And sometimes we feel so bound by those commitments, it's really difficult to imagine breaking them, let alone starting new in a new commitment. I feel like you're holding back the change. I feel fear or hesitation on evolving. That's exactly what I feel. We can work on that. We can work on that, Cancer. Change is really scary. It really, really is. And even though what we're leaving is not meant for us, potentially not good for us, we stay in it because it's all we know. And what if things were worse or got worse? Or what if I never find someone else again? Or what if I fail at this new thing? At least I know I can do what I'm doing and I have a job here. Or, you know, I grew up here, I already know the city, so I'm not going to go and move to a city that I may fail living at. You know, fear paralyzes us, but change paralyzes us as well. I'm putting that with the backsliding. I don't know why I'm doing that since it's the back of this. That's weird. Let me look at this then. It says, listen, pause, let your emotions guide you. Yeah, that intuition. Ask your body for its perspective. Notice the messages appearing around you. Yeah, there may be a lot of synchronicities trying to like give you that little nudge, you know, seeing something that reminds you of what you desire, right? Like of that new person, of that new job, of that city. You know, those are little things put in your way so that you can, you know, to spark that interest and kind of catapult you in that direction. But I also think with the listen, what they said in the beginning, let your emotions guide you. I want to say let your intuition guide you. Ask your body for its perspective. Yeah, you know, as I always say, I give you what I get. Like, when you think of where you are and the past things that are holding you back, if they give you cringe, that is the word I got. If they give you cringe, then that's super telling. Like, you shouldn't be there anymore. Yeah. I don't think I've ever said that in a reading before. So that's something. All right, Cancer. You know, September has not been an easy month. The readings have been, they've been really big and emotional and transformational. I think that's the word for most of these readings. I think we're going to be going through a lot in September. I think a lot of personal growth is going to be achieved in September. All right, so we have all these. Let's do this short tarot spread so that we have it ready after the oracles. For Cancer, September 2025. September 2025, Spirit. Okie dokie. The energy for the month, what past energy has influenced it, what you should let go of, what you should focus on, and the energy at the end of the month, carrying over into October. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. Oh, you're going to do it. You're going to do it, or you are in the midst of making that big decision to move forward to that new beginning. Underneath the Fool is the Nine of Wands. Yeah, you're going to survive all the insecurities. You know, you're weathered, but not beaten. You know, you found enough strength to carry on and get through all these loose ends that I think you have to tie up before moving on to the next thing. And I think there are a lot of emotional ties that you're dealing with head on. Unlike Virgo, afraid to do that, I think it's more so doing. It's the doing more here than the feeling over there. If that makes any sense. I'm just gonna do one more peek. Five of Pentacles, yeah. I think that's the fear for you, of feeling left out, feeling alone. Like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I'm this? Alone, cold, hoping and wishing for that seed to grow better. But then you realize you're the one that's nurturing it, right? Because the fives are also change. It's handling the chaos, the conflict, the disruption in the suits to then overcome them. And that's definitely you. With the Fool, that's you overcoming it. That's breaking, so I have to see. The Ten of Wands, yeah. But I also think these are the burdens that are really pushing you to the new beginning. And what's the wonderful thing about the Ten of Wands is that you're at the end. I think you've had maybe the last wand put on your back and it was too much. Maybe it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, maybe in this month, you're going to just get that last push that you need to go out of that door, or to accept that offer that comes in, or say yes to a date, or be open to loving again. Something like that. It's like one straw too many, one wand's too many. Okay, Spirit. Like the cards already. So let's take a look at these oracles. Ooh, 8888. 8888. I said it right. 8888. Personal power. Cancer. I love it because I know that you guys have had some really emotional overcoming big things, emotions, and personal, I don't know. I'll just say personal demons coming out of the previous readings. And this is amazing. Personal power, material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence. That's the big one. Material gain, epic romance. Maybe there is an epic romance here. I know that we had a huge potential of divorce in the past. So maybe this is your turn to love again. Maybe it's come around and it's a new opportunity. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Yes. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. That's beautiful. And this is also fate, right? This is unbroken, everlasting. It's like finding yourself in its flow again. That's beautiful. You're going to find your personal power in this. I think you've been finding your personal power. I mean, in the previous readings, you've been finding your personal power, which is amazing. So I think that's what we're looking at. So, like I said, we can do this. Then you have guardian angel. You are not alone. This fell out in the pre-shuffle. Protection guardian. Oh, hun. Summer, bask in joy and light. Eagle, see from a higher perspective. Wow. You are so protected. It's like you're being given a safe place or a safe landing zone so that you have the opportunity not to miss the higher perspective, not to miss not to miss seeing the bigger opportunities, not to miss seeing all the offerings or the opportunities that are coming your way. Because when your head is down and you're just trying to get through, it's like you don't see anything else. And I think that you're being protected and shielded from like heavier ties and heavier cords or even heavier energy so that you can lift your head up and see what's out there for you. And I think when you do that, you're not going to keep looking back. You're going to go forward. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that you're going to need to... I think that this is you leaving what you consider chaos in the past, right? With the 5 of Pentacles. It's like leaving the conflict and the chaos in the past. This is under your personal power. I think you're seeking peace. However you define it and however it comes to you, right? It could be security in a new job. It could a career that actually fulfills you emotionally and financially. Wow, wouldn't that be nice? A partner that treats you with respect. It makes you feel alive again. You know, a friend that you just feel such an affinity for and know that you've known them forever in past lives. You know, right? Like your soul family, your soul tribe. A city that has been calling and pulling at your heartstrings for years, and you just know that you need to go and explore that. Those are the things that I think are going to bring you peace, and that is the direction you're going in. Finding the peace within you. And that increases your personal power because personal power begets that, right? And vice versa. So it's like the lemniscat. You know, one gets the other. One brings the other. One ends up being the other. Misunderstood sign or signals. Okay. So this is signs and synchronicities. And the side that is upright is misunderstood signs and signals. Have you been doubting your intuition? Because I know that was a thing too in one of our readings a couple months ago. Have you been doubting the signs and synchronicities of things? Because I even said maybe they're sending you signs and synchronicities. Didn't I say something like that? You know, little things for just to like inspire you or remind you of your desires. You know, something that reminds you of this new person, something that reminds you of this new career, this new city, this new path that you want to go on. Maybe you haven't been keeping an eye out for them, or maybe you've been misunderstanding them, or maybe you haven't seen them. Or when you do see them, you think, oh, that's a fluke. That's not really my angels talking to me. That's not really, you know, the universe speaking to me. You know, as a Cancer, that's your wheelhouse, your intuition. And of course, that does not mean if you're a Cancer, that's an automatic thing given. You know, that takes time for you to hone in on and truly honor, you know, what is being given to you. But that's a process, and that's a learning process. So there's no judgment here at all. But I do think that you are being told that, hey, that nudge, that feeling that you got, those little things that you keep picking up on and you think are kind of crazy and they're really not signs, are signs. I mean, you have a lot of angel presence here. Oh, and I just got goosebumps. You have a lot of, ooh. Yeah, pure goosebumps. You have a lot of angel presence. And that's, for me, oh my gosh. Now I'm getting it all up and down my body. This happens to me when I acknowledge correctly. And at this moment, me acknowledging their presence here in this reading, you know, essentially gave me the chills. And that's the sign and synchronicity that I needed to know that that was right. You know, like what I'm telling you is correct and what I'm feeling is correct. And, you know, that's a great example, I think. And I'm saying all this and going through it because maybe that's happening to you, or maybe that will happen to you. So next time that does happen to you, you can remember, oh, Mary Nellie said that. Or I remember that reading where they said, hey, you know, don't blow it off, or don't ignore it. Because I think your intuition is like knocking at your door and you're not opening the door. Last one, play. Make it a game. Ask your inner child. Oh, I love that one. Turn things upside down and get a new perspective. Again, with the perspective, the higher perspective. Seeing things differently. All of a sudden just realizing, why am I not doing this? No one's forcing me to stay. No one's forcing me to do this. Empowerment, right? Empowering your mind, your soul, your actions, your body. It's like, nope, right? We had the whole thing about the visceral or listen to your body. I think your body's telling you, just like my body just told me with all the goosebumps and the chills, you know, it's telling me something. Don't dismiss it. I like that ask your inner child, though. There's a little nod here to, I guess, asking yourself, why are you hesitating? Are you being too serious? Are you being so hyper fixated on the status quo that you're not even allowing yourself to see the what ifs, to have the imagination and creativity of a child? Because they dream big. Nothing is difficult or nothing's impossible to a child, hopefully. And maybe that's what you're not doing. So just a little side note for you. So what's going to be your energy then for this month of September? Temperance, yeah, balancing. This is also divine timing. In this case right here, this is definitely divine timing. You have such an angelic presence here, and this is the angel of temperance. Not him, of course, but overall in the readings, overall in the tarot decks. Things are being perfected and balanced so that you can make the right decisions. Wow. And I think that they're putting things in your path to sort of push you in a certain direction that you may not be seeing, or you may not be acknowledging. But divine timing's at play. I think this month is them saying the divine timing is now. I'm not getting patience from this. Like, the timing is now, right? One, 8888, 8888. The timing is now. This is on your path. Underneath here, underneath the 111, you have 555 with change. Oh, underneath that you have 1001, 1001, spiritual awakening. Underneath that, you have 10-10. So many ones. It's up to you. Guys, that's it. The conditions are being perfected for you to have the layup. If you know that as a basketball reference. Like, the conditions are being placed for you to make the right decisions, like a breadcrumb trail. And they're kind of like leading you to the right timing of place and time and doing and all that stuff. But you have to do it because we have free will. And your angels and guardians are literally trying to push you in one direction. And I feel like maybe you're fighting against it. Or you take like a step forward, but 2 steps back sometimes. Like you take an empowering move, empowering step, but then you get afraid and you kind of like go back and retreat a bit. And I think this is a gentle nudge and a beautiful reading to make you aware of that so that you can move on to your next thing. Break that cycle, break those molds, break those limitations that you've placed on yourself. All right. So what past influence has been at play here? The 7 of Cups, choices, absolutely. I think you've been maybe analysis paralysis, right? Also not knowing. It's like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. I mean, analysis paralysis, choices. It's easier not to make a choice than to make a choice, because if we make a choice, then we actually have to do something and change and go in that direction. All of those things. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And they're like, make a decision and move in that direction, right? It's time to make that decision. So, what should you let go of then in the month of September? The Knight of Cups. Ooh. I was going to say of where your heart was, like of what was. Of what was. And maybe you're not leaving the worst situations behind. Maybe your old company is fantastic and you're leaving people that you love and care for, but it's time to move on and you know it. Maybe a relationship fizzled out, or maybe those promises of love, right, from the Knight of Cups, maybe those promises of love just were for that time, but they're no longer filling your cup the way they should. I definitely am getting of what was. You need to leave behind what was. Like the dreams of this, and realizing that those dreams are no longer going to be fulfilled or no longer fulfill you now. Yeah, that's sad. And I understand it. So what should you focus on, Cancer, in the month of September? The Ace of Cups, a new love. Oh. Leave behind the Knight of Cups and focus on the Ace of Cups. The cup that is being given to you that you want. It's like, this cup no longer fulfills you. The new cup does. And it's knowing that. And I think you know that. But it's abandoning this one, for this new cup of love. And again, it could be romantic love, meeting a new partner, the promise of new love and fulfillment in a new career, and this is the offer. Meeting new friends, new city, it's whatever fills your emotional well. But you're being offered this cup. But also, if it's new love, it's asking you to offer your cup of love too. And that's really hard to do, especially when you're afraid of rejection or that if things won't work out, you know? But yeah, I love that. That's probably one of my favorite of all the readings combinations for the month. Cool. Thank you. Okay. So what are we looking at then for the end of the month? Going into October. The Three of Swords. Yeah, I think that you're going to be potentially breaking someone's heart. That's what I got. I think you're going to, this is also fear, right? This is you ending things. This is you confronting those fears. And it's you also taking those 3 hits. You know, it's like falling on your own sword kind of thing. That's what I'm getting. So when you fall on your own sword in a relationship or in a situation, it's taking ownership of your part in something. It's taking ownership of what you did. It's taking accountability. So it's like taking a knee. It's falling on your own sword so that things can be cleared up and that you can move forward. And that's exactly what I'm getting. I'm going to clarify that with one card. 3 of Swords. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. I just got, you learned that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. This is you mastering your life, your material world, your life here in the 3D. And it's like you realizing how strong you are, that you are capable of more, and that this will make you stronger, and that you also have the strength and bravado to move past this. Well, I love that combination. Wow, I love that combination. It's also learning and mastering what it is to be human. What it is, how to handle life as it happens to you. How to move past and master, how to move past and continue tending to your harvest. Picking yourself up and keep moving. And that even though this happens to you, or it's not the best situation potentially of leaving someone, or leaving someone I just got in a lurch, potentially, that's how you feel. It doesn't mean that it's not going to turn out well, because it will. Wow. There's a lot of growth here. And I also see this seeing past, right? Seeing past your hurts and pains and moving forward through the fear. The fear of this. But there is an accountability here with this as your end of the month card. There is you taking ownership of your choices and knowing that you're going to be okay from it. And that you're also, it's a learning experience in your life. It helps master your life experience, right? It helps you on your ascension, on your awakening. That there is growth and learning that comes from an experience like this. It's like adding knowledge, right? He's like a little monk on those books. It's adding knowledge and experiences to who you are today. I mean, there's a lot that you can take away from that. So Cancer, this is an intense one. I think yours have been quite emotional these past few times. But what I love is seeing your trajectory. I see a Cancer collective that is on the path, working the path, problem solving on the path. Like You come against something and you work through it. And it's only natural. Like, you know, you have a little wobble here, a little wobble there, but then it's like you regroup and collect yourself and you keep going. There's so much resilience here that it's very impressive. But I think the key takeaway, and I'm going to tell you, the key takeaway, in my opinion, for this entire reading is that you are so protected, and that whatever it is that you are doing is your path. You are being guided on this path. So take heart in that. Take solace in that. Let that start growing confidence in your actions and in your decision making. Because that is what's growing here, is confidence. No, it's like no more wobbles. I can do this. I can have that conversation. I can make that decision. I can put my heart out there again. Like, I can do this. I can evolve. No more backpedaling, right? No more backsliding. I can do this. And I feel like that's where you're going. And you know it's time. It's time. You're like, I know it's time. I can do this. So hold on to that, because you can do this. Yeah. You're amazing. You guys are amazing. So Cancer, I cannot wait to see you at the mid-month. I wish you all the best. I wish you, oh my God, so much love and so much courage. So till next time, bye.